Game 7s are special, but they're still same game. You know, you got to just play, you got to compete, let it fly, see what happens.
Antonio Harvey, Sacramento Observer. Coach Kerr, these last two particular games, I know you like to see forced turnovers and rebounds, and so your team can get out and run. Is that what you've been communicating to them these last two games? Specifically that fourth quarter, it looked like the tempo had picked up.
Well, we always want to play fast if we can. If we can force turnovers, that's great. We have a fast team. We can get out and transition, get some easy baskets, which would be nice against this team because they're tough to score on in the half court. But there wasn't any difference in the game plan. It was just we played a better game.
Jay Donna, ESPN. Steve, lineup that you used to start the third quarter last game to start this game?
I have made 11 alterations to the game plan, none of which I will share with you. Thanks for the question.
You cut down the rotation the second half of the last game. Was that a plan at all, or was it just a reaction to what was going on? And do you look at this game as one where, okay, you might really have to cut down the rotation?
Well, it always depends on how the game's going. You know, game 5, we went with the exact same rotation to start the second quarter, and I believe we went on an 8-0 run. Maybe that was to start the fourth, but it was the same group at the same time. And then last game we were on the bad end of the 6-0 run, and we made a quick change. So you know me, I like to play a lot of people. I trust all the guys on our team, but it's always a feel thing, how the game's going. Do guys look like they need a little bit of a rest? We make our decisions on the fly.
Art Spander of the Examiner, can you explain, after all your years in the game, why home court is so important? A lot of people say the crowd affects the officials. Other people say no. Do the players you played, your coaching, is it a comfort level that you feel good when you're there? The baskets, anything like that?
I guess it's just the noise and the support. You know, you hear the crowd going crazy like that. It helps fuel you. It helps fuel momentum. If you can play well and put it together with that crowd, you know, there's no scientific explanation. It's just how it works. But we hope that works tonight.
Steve Kerr, Brett, when you're talking to the players, are you talking about today, one game tonight, or are you talking about the season, the best record, the big picture, 30,000 foot view?
No, we're talking about one game within this series. You know, we've our keys have pretty much stayed the same through the 7 games, but there's always tweaks here and there, things that we're doing a little differently, things they're doing a little differently. And so today was about this game and what we need to do to win this game and to put ourselves in a position to do so. And we watched a little film from the last game and reminded them of the things we need to get done.
Jimmy Durkin-Berry and his group. Steph, it's been a different journey, and certainly with his injury and coming down the series, there's been a lot more adversity in this. Do you feel like your team's grown kind of regardless of what happens tonight, that your team's grown through this postseason run?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think anytime you go through a long postseason, you grow. And now that we've been through this together for 2 years, going deep in the playoffs, you know, I guess we played 21, 22 playoff games last year, and I don't know, now we're at 16, maybe 17. I haven't really kept track, but that's a lot of playoff games, a lot of pressure, a lot of circumstances that come your way, and the experience is incredibly valuable.
Steve, you always kind of went away from it a little bit for a couple of games, but you finished the last game with it, did very well. What did it do better, other than just make shots, in the last game that it had done the previous game?
I think we rebounded pretty well. We forced some turnovers. We just had a good groove going. I mean, we had the momentum and we kept the momentum, and that was a good way to close the game. But again, you know, every game's a little different, and we'll have to get a feel for who's playing well and what's happening on the floor before we decide who's going to be out there.